I'm Dr Cath Watson, and today PD Insurance has asked me to talk to you about what sort of health checks an ethical breeder would do or tell you about before you collect your new puppy or kitten to make sure that you're getting a healthy specimen, or at least you know what the issues are likely to be. So number one, first thing that we'd expect every ethical breeder to do is to make sure those puppies or kittens have had a health check before they go out to their new homes. This health check should include a full examination from the nose right through to the tail and help pick up any obvious issues along the way. So things like heart murmurs, hernias, potentially some issues with entropion, which is where the eyelids roll in, any obvious deformities, which hopefully you're going to pick up too, and they're going to pick up from compared to the parents and other litters. As part of that health check, most puppies and kittens will have at least had their first set of vaccinations to prevent against diseases like distemper, hepatitis, parvo in dogs, and for cats, panleukopenia and the flu viruses. Your puppy or kitten should also have been regularly wormed. Ideally started from 2 weeks of age, but at least fortnightly right up until you've got them, and then you should be advised how to continue with that worming protocol as they get older. Same with flea treatments. There are the occasional areas in New Zealand which don't suffer so much from fleas. However, for most places you want to make sure that your puppy or kitten has actually been flea treated prior to arriving on your doorstep. Most ethical breeders will also make sure that those puppies or kittens are microchipped before they come to you. Microchip's just a wee, it's about the size of a grain of rice, and it has a unique identification number. And there's a bunch of reasons that they're really helpful, because it helps make sure that your pet comes back to you if they ever go missing. But in the case of an ethical breeder, it also means that the puppy they're giving you has actually had the stuff done, I should say puppy or kitten, has actually had the stuff done that they say it has, because there'll be a record against that microchip number. An ethical breeder should also talk to you about desexing. In some cases, the puppy or kitten may come to you already desexed, but if not, there should be some information from that breeder about when's the best time to do that and what you need to consider. Nutrition advice should be based around what's going to be best for your puppy or kitten while they're really young. So making sure that they're on some junior growth or juvenile type food to make sure that they actually grow properly. When it comes to specific breeds, there may be some known health issues that can be tested for. So we know certain breeds have issues with hip dysplasia and elbow dysplasia. So have the parents been hip and elbow tested? And those breeders should be able to show you the results of those tests related to those specific animals. Same when it comes to underlying genetic issues. We have a heap of DNA tests available now, and these DNA tests are usually really simple. Swab in the mouth, or potentially off a blood sample, maybe even off a hair sample. So DNA tests can look at a whole range of issues, from inherited eye conditions to susceptibility to certain diseases. And if there is the ability to test for specific breeds for a specific problem, then has that breeder done that? Because an ethical breeder will be able to provide you with the results, and that comes back to the microchipping of that puppy or kitten before you get them. Those test results should be available and obvious that it's that microchip number, because the DNA tests do require microchips to be able to confirm that that animal is either clear or a carrier of a specific issue. There are some other potentially breed-specific issues which are not something that could easily be tested for. But a good breeder is going to tell you about them anyway. So I'm thinking of things like schnauzers or poodles that tend to be really hairy, but tend to be really hairy particularly in places like ears. So making sure that your breeder is going to tell you about some of those issues and what to look out for. Same with the brachycephalic dogs. So this is your bulldogs, your pugs, your Boston Terriers, where they tend to have those really wrinkly faces. So just understanding that those wrinkles can also lead to skin issues and what you might need to do to care for those. So an ethical breeder is going to make sure that your puppy or kitten has been health checked, vaccinated, wormed, flea treated, microchipped, going to give you advice on desexing, give you advice on nutrition, and they're going to tell you about specific health issues that you may need to look out for, as well as health issues that they have already tested for or potentially that they would recommend that you test for.